All right, we're live.
Good evening.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, everyone. We are going to wait just a moment or two to let people file in. We are so excited to be here today, and we just welcome everyone tonight. Welcome to Borikén, land of the valiant and noble Lord. This is a presentation that I've been really excited to share, so can't wait to get going. So again, welcome to everyone coming in. All right. So we are here with our host, Julia de Burgos Cultural Arts Center. And this is a presentation, Borikén, Land of the Valiant and Noble Lord. This is a project that is from my heart. And I'm so happy to be joined here with people that I love, assisting and sharing this honor, this honoring of our land and ancestors. So thank you for joining us today. So this project was sponsored by Cuyahoga Arts and Culture, who awarded a grant to Julia de Burgos Cultural Arts Center to be distributed to 5 artists via the Unidos por el Arte program, which hires, supports, and features Latinx artists in the community. And I'm, really privileged and grateful to be one of the recipients of this grant. And we are thrilled to have you and share this project and feature some of the amazing artists this evening. So my name is Lynette Ramos, and again, I'm one of the recipients of the grant. I am a dancer, a shamanic-inspired healer, and I have an immense interest in ancient culture and sacred lands. I have traveled to Central and South America, and being able to explore Puerto Rico in this way has further sparked my interest and exploration. And this has sparked my interest in my exploration and integration of Indigenous ways. So that's part of my work, is learning about our past and bringing it forward, and just understanding how our ancestors and Indigenous people lived. And I think that there's a lot of value and importance there for us. So I'm being joined by some super talented and heart-centered artists. I'd like to begin by introducing, and my sister gave me the proper pronunciation of her name, which is Marisol, S-O-U-L Ramos. So welcome, Marisol.
And first, I want to say thank you to this beautiful lady for hosting.
You're on mute, love.
Oh my goodness. Can you hear us? Because I don't show mute right now. Are you able to hear
Let's see,
us?
go ahead and speak.
Can you hear me?
We can't hear you.
One moment.
All right. Thank you so much for your patience. We're going to just make sure we can hear properly.
All right. Can you guys hear us now? No?
So
Lynette, your volume might be down.
Let's see. There we go. Okay.
Can you?
Okay, that was actually my fault. I'm sorry, Marisol, welcome to the presentation.
Good evening, everybody. This is Marisol, 216 Cleveland represents. Thank you, Miss Yanni, for hosting me at your beautiful sanctuary. I'm really excited to be here. I'm very proud of my sister for taking this very beautiful journey for us as a collective. It's very inspiring, and I know that there's so much more for me to learn, but I'm very hungry to continue this journey and to hopefully help inspire others as well. So, Miss Yanni.
Thank you. Yanilka.
A tiny little poem just for the intro because I didn't have too much to say and I kind of just wanted to hit everybody with this one. I'm honored to be placed among these mind-blowing artists, poets that have come in sacred spaces to bring peace and central focus, keeping elements of our ancestors present in itself heroic. Honor to those gone before us as they show us their key components. Through this current shift we are now uploading, mass information exploding. Ride with us, exploring through the creases of the pineal secrets while the spirit absorbs it.
Thank you. Thank you. And then we've got Noel Nieves, my cousin, AKA Mr. Snow.
Blessings, blessings. I'm just honored to be here and just partaking in just the arts, you know what I'm saying, and learning a lot, because, you know what I'm saying, even though I come from the Taino culture, we really didn't do too much digging into it while I was in, you know what I'm saying, in Puerto Rico as a 10-year-old, you know what I'm saying, I really, I know I was influenced by it, but not going into depth as you have done. So I'm excited to participate and to show my talents, but also to learn as well, because I know I will be learning a lot tonight. So.
Thank you. So I just wanted to speak a little bit about how this project came into fruition. I had applied for a grant through Julia de Burgos, sponsored by Cuyahoga Arts and Culture. And basically the grant was to travel to Puerto Rico and to study bomba, which I actually took a workshop and did do some work with that. That'll be in a separate project. And then I also explored, as you'll see, some of the lands in Puerto Rico. And it was an interesting process because I actually got the grant when we were in lockdown, or we were staying at home. And so I wasn't sure how that was going to impact the project. So I had to really be patient. It took me, I actually waited several more months to actually even go to Puerto Rico, just because I was just trying to get a feel for what the restrictions were in Puerto Rico, et cetera. So I just had this faith that it would all work out, but it did take some patience. So I received a grant, and here I am, sharing it, because this is really what it's about. I believe that learning about our roots helps us to more successfully move into our future, so that we understand the beauty of our people. We also understand maybe some of the potential challenges that we had as well. And it's interesting, in my exploration, I realized how much more advanced our ancestors were than maybe the history books will tell us. They lived in harmony with the land and each other. And so it's been a really beautiful uncovering. And I just been, even more and more grateful and proud of not just my distant ancestors, but, my grandparents, my aunts and uncles, my family. I actually had a chance to sit down with my grandfather, who's 90 years old, about a month back, and ask him about his life and what his journey was like. So this project has just opened up so many doors and helped me to understand things and just have a deep appreciation for our culture. And for those of you who are not from Puerto Rico or Borikén, or don't have any affiliation or resonance with Dino, this is beyond just our specific culture. I hope that this project inspires other people to reconnect or strengthen their connection with their roots, so that we understand how beautiful we really are. So I'm excited to share more. So I have 2 other interviews with 2 other people that I actually want to mention right now. These 2 people are distinguished and well respected within the Taino community, and they help contribute to this project. The first being Roberto Mucaroboro, who is a human rights advocate, a consultant, cultural advisor, writer, artist, musician, and Taino cacique, or chief. I did an interview with him that's actually on Julia de Burgos's YouTube page. He talks about the history of the Taino, so I welcome you after this tonight or in the future to check out that interview. He is a wealth of knowledge and so grateful to share that. I want to acknowledge him in this project. I also want to acknowledge Miguel Sage, who's an author, musician, visual artist, and founder and Tequina teacher of the Gane Indigenous Spiritual Circle, who I interviewed more about the Taino spirituality. So there's another video there that you can refer to. And I mentioned that because there's two videos that have a lot of historical data. And this project, though it has data and information, really this is about inspiration. This is about feeling. And so when I share the footage, and even in our time together today, I hope that you can pay attention to what you feel in your heart, or what a specific place or picture, what that stirs up in you. It is my opinion that the ancestors or our land is supporting us and guiding us. And I think that right now, many of us are in uncertain times, and some are having challenges and others are flourishing. No matter what, I think it's important that we understand that we're not alone, that our people are resilient, that we have gone through many challenges, but we always find a way to grow and to thrive. And so I hope in these times when there are certain challenges present, that we can find a way to make us stronger, or to be unified in ways that we feel good about. So as we continue through this evening, see what inspires you, see what thoughts, feelings, and emotions come up for you, because from my perspective, that is your heart. That is the ancestors. There are these elements that are nudging us and supporting us. And it is through art that I think is a perfect gateway for that information to come in. So I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the circumstances in my travel that were very magical to me, and that were very important. And we live in a world that people think it's very material, like only what exists is what you can see, but we're learning that there's way more than what our naked eyes can see. And so as an example, I went to the rainforest, El Yunque, and I had made the reservations for the week prior. And in Puerto Rico, because of the COVID restrictions, everything was pretty strict in terms of capacity and all of that. And as I'm in the line to actually approach entrance, I just said a quick prayer to my ancestors, like, hey, if I'm supposed to be here, help make a way. And when I got up there, she very easily let me in, like, oh, okay, it's no problem. I have 2 free tickets for you, come on in. So there was just this moment that I knew that I was being supported. I knew that there was this momentum carrying me, even in this pandemic, but it just works out. And so I say that because it's important to this project, and I say it to remind everyone that even when it seems like there's a door shut or there's something that's blocking us, that there's a way through, there's a way around. Things tend to work out. There was another time, and this is actually one of the first pieces of footage in the film. There's a cave, and it's this massive cave in this residential area. It doesn't even look like it belongs there, but of course, the houses and everything were built around the cave. But anyway, when we got to the cave, it was completely surrounded by a gate or a fence with barbed wire. So I was like, driving around, trying to figure out like, how am I going to get in? I was really determined to get in and couldn't find any way to get in. It just looked closed. So I asked one of the locals, I said, is it open? Is it accessible? And he says, well, if you walk up to it, you'll get in. And I didn't really understand what he was saying, but as soon as I pulled up, I saw that there was an entrance, a fence that was unlocked, that it was just very easy to get in. So, my son was reluctant. He thought, he didn't want to like break in or whatever the case. But the point is, for me, that was a synchronicity. For me, that was, it was easy to get in. It's just sometimes you have to just be patient. You have to wait. So there were so many beautiful moments in Puerto Rico that it just, the land it feels like it's alive, or it is alive. And so, I hope again that what I'm going to show you inspires you. And I look forward to having further conversations with people to see what has come up for them. So this film, my son, Christian Ramos, came with me. He shot the footage. And then my friend LA from, Preserve House Media actually edited this film. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to show you the film. And then from there, what we'll do is we'll chat a little bit, and then these artists will be performing their pieces. Actually, I forgot to do something. I'm gonna take a step back. There's this woman who, her name is Marie Crook, and she's a Taino elder. And she has a YouTube channel, and she has 2 songs that I wanna play that I feel like it's appropriate to start this film off with her songs. And I'm using this with permission. And, you can actually go to her YouTube channel and check her out. We're going to start off with watching her play the Taino flute song. So that was a song to Atabe, also known as Mother Earth. And then this song is a chant to the 4 directions.
O kamatai no ara, guariko borinken weyu. O kamatai no ara, guariko borinken weyu. O kamatai no ara, guariko manigua. O kamatai no ara, Guarico manigua. O kamatai no ara, guarico Jamaica weyu. O kamatai no ara, guarico Jamaica weyu. O kamatai no ara, guarico lukajuru. O kamatai no ara, guarico lukajuru. O kamatai no ara, boma tu matabe. O kamatai no ara, boma tu matabe. O kamatai no ara, boma tum yokahu. O kamatai no ara, boma tum yokahu.
So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to queue up and play the film. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Can't get this out of now. In 1948, archaeologist Dr. Ricardo Alegría found evidence of very early human inhabitants in the area of Maria de la Cruz Cave. He managed a huge archaeological dig and discovered human artifacts dating back possibly as far back as 4000 BC through to 100 AD. These findings are evidence of most likely the first nomadic human inhabitants of Puerto Rico. Also in the area of the cave, archaeologists found artifacts from a much later and more advanced people, the Dinos. The Dinos left behind pottery, tools, bones, and shells of all types, and burial sites. Currently at this location, there is a park with swings, water jets, and a camping area. Another interesting fact is that in the dome of its cave, there are a documented 40 hives that are home to approximately 90,000 honey-producing bees.
The Tainos were the natives that used to inhabit this island generally from the year 1000, 1100 to the beginning of the 16th century, the early 1500s. That's what historians and archaeologists refer to. They like to classify, but really it goes way back. It goes around at least 7,000 years ago when the very first people arrived to this island. And they're known as the Archaic People, the very first people, because this island was uninhabited at one point in time. There was no one living on the island because this island emerged because of the movement of the tectonic plates that pushed up this landmass up. And so this is the little tip. This and the archipelago is a little tip of a huge landmass under the sea. So That's why if we climb to the top of those mountains and we start digging around, we're gonna find marine fossils, fossilized starfish, clams, fossilized clams, and other kinds of stuff that let us know that this island was submerged and it emerged. So around 7,000 to 7,500 years ago, the very first people arrived. And how do we know that? We know that through archaeological evidence. And the oldest archaeological evidence that has been found to date was found in the south, the mid-south region, in between Ponce and Juanadías. And according to carbon-14 tests, that archaeological evidence dates to the year approximately 5,000 to 5,500 BC. So that plus 2,000 is 7,500 years ago. That's when the very first people arrived. And since the evidence was found in the south, we believe that they came from South America, emigrating from that area and visiting the different islands of the Lesser Antilles until they arrived here, and some of them decided to stay and settle. So throughout those millennia, many people have arrived and many people have gone. So Puerto Rico, like the other islands, is a very dynamic place, you know. This site is like a snapshot of the epitome of Taino culture. And it consists of 10 ceremonial sites. 10 ceremonial courts, right? Or plazas. We call them bates, like the natives used to call them. Bate. Bate means ceremonial court or plaza, where the Aborigines or natives of the island used to celebrate their different socio-religious activities. And we know a little bit about what was going on through the eyes of some of the Spaniards who actually got to see them participating in this kind of social activity. But we have to be very careful when we read and interpret what the Spanish wrote, because for what the natives was religion and culture, for the Spaniards was sacrilege and idolatry. They really did not want to understand these people. All they wanted was to conquer, basically. And during that conquest, they killed many of them. Not all of them. Several hundred of them survived, but the vast majority were wiped out. First through disease, because they were not immune to the disease that the Europeans brought over. And second to the enslavement and atrocities that were committed against them. So it's a very sad and tragic story. Yeah. However, there's a silver lining, because many did survive the conquest. And eventually some of them intermarried with the Spanish, some of them intermarried with the Africans that were brought over as slaves, you know, to supplement the workforce. And the resulting mixture is us. The Tainos have no written language. Okay, so everything was like oral tradition. Lots of people ask me if I know or I can interpret the significance or meaning of these petroglyphs, and that's hard because there's no written language. There were no eyewitnesses in this case to tell us what these petroglyphs meant. But in general terms, the petroglyphs are associated with the Taino people's mythology and religious beliefs. Since they lived in peace and harmony with nature, they used to admire things in nature. Whatever impressed them in nature, they would incorporate into their religion and culture, and they would carve onto the boulders in order to preserve and promote.
Cueva Ventana, or window cave in English, is a large cave on a natural formation of limestone located in the city of Arecibo. The cave and surrounding areas are home to a great diversity of animals, including different species of bats, and a wide variety of endemic or indigenous species of plant life. The cave also includes petroglyphs and calcium formations in the shape of mounds and icicles. The highlight of this location is an opening overlooking a beautiful valley in the Rio Grande. I hope you enjoyed watching this compilation of Borikén's rich history and beautiful lands. I want to end with this picture of a semi, which is a fundamental symbol in the Taino religion. For the Taino, each semi is a deity or ancestral spirit housed in a sculptural object. We believe the carvings bring the spirit to life. If you look at the central point, this represents Yaya, the creator, whose name means that which has neither beginning nor end, and which has no male ancestor or creator. The mouth-like point represents Goabe, the underworld, the place of the dead, where Hupia, the spirit of the dead, resides. The final point represents the land of the living. Here resides Gois, the spirit of living people. As we live our modern lives, I believe it's important to understand our beginnings so that we bring forth what is valuable and also learn what we wish to change or transform. Let's do this in the name of our creator, ancestors, for ourselves and our future. All right. So give me 1 second. So there was a little bit of lagging, so I apologize for that and for the Zoom down in the corner with our pictures. But I just, the island of Borikén was so dynamic. And, I've been there before. I knew about the beaches and I knew that it was gorgeous. But being in those places, I could cry, thinking about it. The cave at the beginning, Parque Maria, when we were walking up to the cave, it's like I had goosebumps. It's like it's still alive, it's still active, and it was radiating this amazing energy. And I didn't realize how impactful the trip was until I got back home, and I felt so much more settled in my body. I felt much more confident, and I feel like that's the impact that the earth can have, especially when we are in our natural habitat. I look forward to taking people on tours of this, of the different places that I visited and beyond. There's something about swimming in the oceans and in the rivers. We kayak through caves. The island is just magnificent. And I hope that more people, especially from there, are able to experience it. So I'm happy to be able to share some of that. So I want to open it up to the amazing artists that we have here. What they did is they created pieces or had pieces that are inspired by the land, by our ancestors, by our culture. Yeah, so I look forward to hearing from them. So who wants to go first? And I'm also just impromptu, give me any thoughts you had, if you'd like, regarding the footage.
So thank you.
I was a little bit in awe on how we're just the tip of what's so much more to come. You know, if that was just the push of the tectonic plate and the many of us came from that, imagine what's to come.
So certainly, again, proud of you and really appreciative because you even sent me like text messages with pictures of cool things like, so I got to feel like I was there with you. So thank you for that. Because I'm a poet and I have a lot of words going on in my mind right now, I'd like to keep it as simple as possible. But what I will say is I'd like to show some of the paintings that I've been inspired to create within the last several months. I'm going to give it to you in the order in which I painted them. So this is the first one.
Love.
This is the one that started it all. You don't really have names. This one has a name. This is the mama. And basically when I started, I thought I was painting someone else that I was going to look up to, but then I realized that it was really me and what I aspired to be. This is basically the sun crying. My name is Marisol, the sea and the sun, so the water cleanses. So I just wanted something that would represent, who I aspire to be as well. Who I am. I learned a little bit about the flag and how it used to be more of a lighter blue. So this was in honor of like the Dino sun.
That's beautiful.
A revolutionary blue.
Thank you. So I think this might be God, but I'm still trying to figure it out. It's like a brown flower to honor the sun-kissed. And this was hopefully not the last, but probably the most recent, definitely the most recent. And kind of reminds me of a warrior. The water's in there as well, bit of the wind. So another something that I honor but aspire to be more in tune with nature. And the wind sometimes can be challenging, yet it moves us along. So
your soul shines and your water cleanses. Marisol, thank you.
Thank you. So I want to do two things, one different from the other. The first is going to be a poem. Second is going to be a soliloquy. I just really wanted to say that word, so I wanted to incorporate that. But
I love it.
all right, so inside my mind, I see visions of love. Inside my mind, I see visions of war. It's time to elevate beyond and above. Where there was sickness, let us be the cure. Discipline, strength, faith, diligence, respect. We all must strive, vibe, preserve, and protect. We are the present, gifted with a chance to tell their story, the pain, the sweat, the tears, the glory. Oh, so sorry for taking so long to become the dream of ancestry. Fight for victory won. When I say I am not done, one for the masses, I'll take the classes and let soul, sun, shine and quench thirst. But first things first, inside my mind, I see visions of love. Inside my mind, I see visions of war. It's time to elevate beyond and above. Where there was sickness, let us be the cure. Where there was sickness, let us be the cure. So
Dope. Super dope. Don't try to make me cry on camera.
here's my soliloquy. Okay. This one, let's just say we've recently gotten to know each other. So be patient with me. We're gonna last like the Mohicans, Puerto Ricans, rich in spirit. After our ancestors, we begin. Generation braves, follow the beacon. They lit the way. Now I'm speaking. Taking a seat at the table. Now I'm eating. Not patiently waiting for a portion. No, I'm feasting. Reaping what my great-great-grandmothers have sown. It's harvest season. Hunting season is over for those that propose we're less than human beings. Working through the grieving. Dark nights turn to bright mornings, and my team, my tribe is nurturing. Mother Nature's breeze frees me to exhale the anxiety and inhale the symphony of souls chanting. Sage burning, rage mimicking the inner battle, and who's winning? There's progress in the process, and harmony is the intersection of the mind and heart. Nanichi.
Nanichi. Dinanichi Borikén, isla de quién. Taíno ni taíno, tierra de Arabuco. Bosque entre desnudos, paz entre Atiao y Utuno. Rayos y reyes, taínos legendes. Rayos de sol, reyes de gold, Caona. En nuestra sangre se forma y mantenemos Seneco Cacona. Saliendo de la jicotea, todavía continuamos la pelea. Ríos de oro que nos lleva con los antepasados que nos proteja. Nanichi.
I swear you guys are like blowing me away right now. Really. Noah can do his piece, and I'm gonna circle back because Yanni has some pictures of her art that I'm gonna share.
Wow, I get to come out to this. Oh man. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Money, power, respect, that's all part of your game. In this life, all you got is your word and your name and one constant. The things will constantly change. Friends come and go. That you already know. If you've been paying attention and been here long enough, business is business. Learn to treat it as such. Same with relationships. Or they both could disappoint. In this season, my only desire is growth and to spread love across the globe. It's Mr. Snow. It's gonna be a cold summer. You already know. The bar's up to par. My energy fully charged. I'm well grounded. With all my chakras in alignment. Nothing less than iconic. I'm a savage with this rhyming. Spent some times with the shamans meditating to find balance. Now I'm spitting the gospel. Dare and already got a challenge, so don't panic like it's cold red. It's just another Puerto Rican coming to control this. Thing you call showbiz, there's no way I could blow this. The human mind is remarkable when focused. The vision like 2020, homie, no lens. $1 trillion boys in the making at the moment. Sucker shit, I don't condone it. I'm serious, period. I'm far from an idiot, dog. I'm aware of what could happen when you got somebody rapping about guns, drugs, and clapping, money, jewels, and acting ratchet. then get mad at the youth when they mirror those actions. It's ass backwards if you ask me. Dumbing down the culture only leads to exposure. I'm doper than coca when you mix in a soda. I'm sick and I'm vulgar, spitting that Ebola. And don't want your chick, get that girl the cold shoulder. My music for the soul. I don't need to cross over.
Hey, all right, give me 1 second here.
Yay, yay, bringing the heat, bringing the heat. I appreciate all y'all talent. Much respect. I know it's been something that's been a long time coming, you know what I'm saying? I know Madi's been you know, always keeping that pen sharp. I didn't even know that you actually did, you know what I'm saying, poetry, which is beautiful. Your paintings, everything, like your everyone's expression is unique to themselves. And I just wanna to let y'all know that I salute y'all, you know what I'm saying? It's much respect, you know what I'm saying, across the board, because it's not easy. It's not easy for you to choose to be yourself and to express yourself in a way that keeps you full. And that's to be commended, you know what I'm saying, and continue to, you know what I'm saying.
Much respect. Likewise.
Yeah, I'm inspired. I'm inspired by you guys, and you know what I'm saying. Just let's continue to keep uplifting not only ourselves, but you know what I'm saying, the universe as well. So.
All right, so that's not gonna work. Let's try that again.
Wow.
Right here, we have one of the paintings that I created on a set of about 8 Taino symbols. We have Toa, Koki, or what we would call in English the frog. Legend has it that the god Guahoyona abducted all women from the island, leaving the men to take care of the children, who out of hunger began to cry Toa, Toa, or mother, mother. When the children could not be consulted by the men, they turned into frogs, our modern day Koki. So this would be the symbol for Koki. Our turtle here is the Petroglyph Turtle. We have a different symbol of sun sitting in the background of it. Turtles were considered as the mother of fertility, mankind, and the origin of life. Dimivan Caracaracol, another earth, had developed a tumor, and upon the removal of the tumor, it turned out to be a live turtle. Atabe, one of my favorites. This goddess comes with so much force, fierce, and power. Atabe and baby. Atabe is the supreme goddess of the Tainos. She is the female entity that represents the earth spirit and the spirit of horizontal waters, lakes, streams, the sea, and marine tides. Tainos carried their babies on their backs, and many images often depicting being carried with ropes tied around them. Many of the Atabe images that you'll see will be just her, and so I wanted to incorporate baby with her. And although the ropes would have them tied close to their body, I just felt this connection to baby and mother this way. This is the petroglyph for bird. Birds like cranes and heron were often given human characteristics. They usually were interpreted as symbols of being masculine. So they come with this great masculine force. Here, we did Doors to My Barrios with Julia de Burgos, a traveling art exhibit. It was a wonderful project to be a part of, also honored to be a part of that, and the many opportunities that JDB gives us. I was able to depict some symbols representing Cuba on my door, my country, mi la bonita. We have the flower there that represents, it's a national flower. The guerrilla soldiers used to have the ladies or the women, maidens, transport messages in the inside of the stems of those flowers, so they would be able to secretly get those messages across. The sunset in the background is depicted on the seal of Cuba. I have in the middle a boat with the Cuban flag falling from it, representing the many lives lost trying to gain their freedom, coming across seas. On that scroll, there's a poem by Jose Martí. You guys can probably zoom in and check that poem out. And on the bottom, we have El Indio Atuey. He was also a cacique from the island of Hispaniola. And when he saw that Christopher Columbus was on his way to the island of Cuba, he set sail with his natives, and they went to our island, and he was our first freedom fighter. He fought against the colonizers, and when he was finally captured and the priests were walking him to the stake to be burned, they asked him if he wanted to be saved. And he asked the priest, well, are these people here going to be saved as well? Speaking about the soldiers and the colonizers and everybody who had hurt his people. And the priest said, well, if they ask to be saved, then yes, they'll be there in heaven too. And he said, then I don't want to be saved, because I don't want to be in a place where there's people like this that would kill and hurt and rape, our women and children. And then they burned him at the stake. This was one of my most recent pieces. I call it Yoruba, Taino Yoruba, Raíces. It depicts, if you see on the left, there's an African woman with an elegua eye. It goes down into the bottom. Well, her scarf, her headscarf has symbols of emancipation, of freedom all through it. As you go down, you see the checkered colored earth tones, and that would be the many different blends of us, and how that the white came through and blended with all of us. And we have her jewelry, her protections, her beads, which is a very cultural thing in African and Native cultures. That plant flower is prominent in the Caribbean, mostly in Jamaica. If we go off to the right, you'll see a Taino Indian. She has the Taino sun in the middle. And we have a line that goes through the bottom all the way up to the top, which represents the 7 African powers, because of course you want to incorporate your Afro and Native, because we are a blend of that all. And it goes up into Atabe, symbol of baby and symbol of son. I consider the lady to the left my own. My Indian is my baby girl. On top, myself, birthing to my son. And we have the symbol of the hurricane symbol on the corner at the top. And those teal, gold, and copper colors that you see represent Ochun. So she comes in water forces and golds and copper. So there's a lot of things going on in here that represents the depths of our cultures. Thank you.
Those were amazing. I just want to say that the way that you guys came today and your performances were more than I could have expected. You are the ancestors. We are the ancestors, and we can feel their presence. And I think that we're remembering more and more every day our beauty, our power, our resilience. And I think it's important for us to find a unity now, and that can look differently for everyone. But I really think that now more than ever, being unified, even in difference, and teaching each other and understanding and supporting each other, and also being in tune with the land and walking barefoot on the land and swimming in our rivers and oceans. These are all the things that seem simple, but they're so profound. And I'm just so grateful that you guys came with that fire. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are all amazing and beautiful.
I'm struggling here in my left eye and eyeliner on.
I would love, I can't see the chat, what's going on, but if anyone has any questions for any of the artists tonight, any of the footage, if you would like more information, go ahead and put your questions in the chat, and we will spend a little bit more time here before checking out.
I want to be able to seal the set with my last piece, if that's okay. And I feel like everything is so in tune, and it has been from the birth of this project throughout even to now, because you were speaking about how we are the ancestors and how they're coming through and how we're seeing it through for them, and we're able to pass it on to our seeds and hopefully ongoing. Earth birthed Borikén with roots that stemmed humans, Arawak blends, Taino bloodlines that till this day transcend boundaries Cristobal Colón, Medio Mojon tried to impend. Our ancestral leads, most precious seeds, so full, so filled, feeds, nurturing our wombs to breed, the Cueva's ventana and its expansive capabilities, heartfelt energies that supersede any setbacks in genealogy, spirituality, our history, for the sake of colonial greed. Yet here we are, same air we breathe, DNA traces with the same blood that bled. Now we bleed.
Dope. Right, Monty's like, salute.
For real. Hey.
Yeah, and I want to also make mention, the gentleman in the mini film is Michael Guzman. He was our tour guide at the Gaguana Indigenous Center, and it was so funny because when we pulled up, my Spanish is questionable and very elementary, but I get by. And so he was like, do you guys understand Spanish? I was like, I understand most of it. And then he says in perfect English, or we can do English if you want to. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, you're funny. You know what I mean? So it was nice that, he was like an encyclopedia, and, he did it in English, and, we talked, and one of his good friends is from Arroyo, where my father's from. And it's just beautiful to meet the people, right? Like the present day people that are spreading the knowledge and taking care of these sacred lands. So I just want to shout him out. And if anybody goes to Puerto Rico to visit, as of right now, I know that all of them come with a tour guide. Okay. So it's super dope to go in and look and also to learn. So shout out to Michael Guzman.
Shout out to Michael.
Michael. And I got this t-shirt from there too. Isn't it so cute?
I got a t-shirt too. It's Atabe. I got this from Lynette Ramos up on the screen. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Represent.
For real, there has to be more put out there. Like, what I'm saying? We are all creating a platform where we can make that more visible. Because like, to me, like Tainos, it's sort of like a from Puerto Rico, but it was in the whole Caribbean, all the way up to Florida. So like even like people from Haiti, like they don't really even speak to them like about the Tainos, you know what I'm saying? People in Jamaica, they, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, these were the people that was here. Like it's undeniable. Like you can't, like these were the indigenous people that was here. So it's like, I even be asking people from Jamaica, like, do they even speak to you guys about the Tainos? And some of them, they're like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then some of them, like, they don't have no idea, but you know what I'm saying? Like, just the fact that you have taken time to do some research on your ancestry, which is big part of my journey was getting to know my father. Um, so like just the fact that you went even further than that, you went to the origin. Um, it's just amazing. And again, I would just continue um, to encourage that. You know what I'm saying? The exploration, not only with the culture, but also with yourself, because you know everything lies inside you as well. So, man, I'm just excited. I'm excited for all of us. I'm excited for the new generation because we've seen it. We've seen what neglecting ourselves looks like. And then now we get to experience what embracing ourselves feels like. So
Well said, Noe. Well said.
Forward movement. So someone wants to know, are you going to offer posters of these artwork where they can buy from, or t-shirts? We had a mini conversation about that earlier. So to our artists, people want to see if they could purchase some of it.
I know that I can be reached at Alta Artes on Instagram. Please, follow our links on all of our social media pages, and you can hit us directly if you'd like, and we'd be able to provide you with all those specifics. I'd be more than happy to share my artwork. Marisol, I've been wanting some of your artwork.
Marty, you got like, I don't know. We'll talk later on the vision I got when I seen your pieces. But you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, all of it is extremely dope. And to continue to put that on the forefront, because that's you know, as a representation of you, your culture, and it's coming with us anyways. But you know what I'm saying, the fact that it's so close to you, like, you know what I'm saying, me feeling this and seeing this like so close, like this is family, you know what I'm saying, like, and how connected we truly are. You know what I'm saying, 2 years ago I had a very deep and profound connection with Lynette, and we just continued it. You know what I'm saying, it was at the point where I was just finally getting to meet me, and you know, that experience could be a little bit overwhelming when she introduced to your own energy. So to have people like her to speak to, and to just, you know what I'm saying, be able to figure out a few things, because we all bring something to the table. So it's just like, okay, a lot of times it's just allowing for the time and the healing to happen. But you know what I'm saying, like once you're in the midst of it, you just kind of like, you just want the answers. You know what I'm saying?
You're like, yes.
You just want the answers. You're like, for real, like. But you know, you do have to go through the experience, and I'm just glad that I surrounded myself with such a enlightening and supportive group. So.
Yeah. So I wanted to answer quickly about the art. It may sound kind of silly, but so my collection, which isn't done yet, there's going to be 2 more pieces at least. It's going for $1 million, to be honest. Or best offer is always an addendum to it, but the reason I say that is because it's worth it. We'll talk, you know, that God willing, there's always more. Where that comes from, those specifically have a very strong sentimental value for me, because they helped me along, you know, some of the very challenging last couple 100 days that I've had. So with that being said, please at least reach out to me through Instagram at marisol.shine, and I'll put it in the chat, because I do like interactive connectivity. So there's more, God willing, where all that came from.
So let's see. This chat, I don't know if you have access to the public one, but we'll definitely make sure that information is made public. Have you heard of the Dino prayer? It has the Lord's Prayer in the native language. I have not. I have just recently, with the video that I showed earlier with Marie Crook, have started to do her chant. So I'm going to show, before we end, I'm going to show a video of a chant that basically talks about we are the ancestors and to remember the spark of fire within. So I'm going to actually look for that, because I think when we hear certain Taino songs or prayers, there's some sort of resonance, even if we don't understand exactly. So I appreciate you bringing that up, but I've never personally heard, but I'm excited to dig for that. So let me just, we're gonna be on here just for another moment or two. Let me just get that last video up that I wanna share, and then we're gonna close it out for the evening. Thank you. All right, so any final thoughts from any of you before I share this last video?
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you thinking of me, and I do look forward to growing and continuously being a student teacher.
Ditto.
Yeah, love-wise, definitely. I just, you know, I mean, nothing is a mistake, and I'm honored, you know what I'm saying, again. Let's not wait this long, you know what I'm saying, to collab, you know what I'm saying, with each other.
Yeah, there'll definitely be, there's much more footage and much more to talk about. And I look forward to continuing the conversation, as Madi said, to sharing and also learning. And again, thank you to Cuyahoga Arts and Culture. Thank you to Julia de Burgos Cultural Arts Center. Thank you to my clients, my family, my friends. I had people buy t-shirts that I never met before, but they were like, yo, I respect what you're doing. I love what you're doing. And so it feels so amazing to just be supported by other people that love you and people that have never met you before. I could not have pulled this off or put this together without the support of my community, and super grateful. So I just want to end with this one last video of, again, Marie Crook. And give me one second here. So I wish I could pronounce this, but I just want to show her YouTube channel. And I want to show you first, before I play it, it's listen to the ancestors. So at first I said we are the answers. That's incorrect. So the song or the chant is, listen to the ancestors, remember the sacred fire from within. I am one with the heavens and the earth. So listen to the ancestors, remember the sacred fire from within. I am one with the heavens and the earth.
kaeketi tureke.
So I have ordered a Dino drum, and I am so terrible with names. It's Mayo Huacan. I'm totally mispronouncing that, but the point is that I ordered a drum, and I'm going to be learning how to do some shamanic drumming and offering that to the community. And I found in my work with people that sometimes healing is beyond words. It's through sound, it's through chanting, it's through energy, it's through love. And that's why I wanted to bring in these clips of this woman. I think her voice is beautiful, and there's just this strong resonance in my heart. And so my goal is to get out of my own way and to share my voice. I'm not a singer, but I want to be able to bring more of that into our community, because we're a communal people. We're just naturally built to be together. And so again, I'm looking forward to all the different projects that we're going to be working on together. Again, thank you, Marisol. Thank you, Yanni. Thank you, Noe. You guys are all more than amazing. I want to thank all the people that have tuned in. I hope that you receive something from this. I hope that you receive some sort of inspiration, that it brought you some sort of comfort or joy. I look forward to getting feedback on our presentation. And yeah, that's it for me. I'm thankful. Thank you.